Hi everyone. In this clip I'm just looking at the professional standards. We're looking at the Queensland professional standards as well as the current incoming national standards for teachers here in Australia. The idea for exploring these standards is that in assessment 2 we ask you to demonstrate your understanding of how you may do things such as engage and stimulate learners, or create intellectually challenging activities, or even look at how you're assessing your students in your classroom. And all of these link back to the standards that both Queensland and Australia expects us to be able to demonstrate with great proficiency in the classroom. The Queensland standards are 10 standards that range across the category of teaching and learning, of building relationships, and of professional practice and renewal. When you look at the diagram, the large sweeping yellow component is our teaching and learning component that looks at things such as how we create safe learning environments, the sorts of learning activities we choose for our students, how we cater for children with different learning needs, right through to the way that we think about our assessment. When you look at our QCT diagram, the purple standards match up to what we are considering as relationships that we develop in our professional practice. These look at the way that we try to cater and build strong working relationships within our classrooms, as well as the collegial relationships we have with other teachers in our school and wider communities, as well as how we work with our parents. The final standard in the QCT model sits right in the middle, and it's seen to be at the heart of everything we do and think about as teachers, and it is our professional practice and the way that we renew our professional practice. Reflection plays a very large part in the QCT standards and continues to do so in the Australian or national professional standards that are coming in. I turn now to the slide that aligns both the current Queensland standards and the national standards. And I do this because I want you to see and understand that even though we're moving to some slightly different wording, there are strong alignments, very strong connections between what Queensland has expected of and wanted from their teachers for a number of years, since 2006 when the standards were first released, and how Australia as a nation is considering the work of its teachers in its classrooms. When you look at this slide, you will see that the categories of teaching and learning, relationships, and professional practice and renewal all remain. The national standards only have 7 key things that they're expecting of teachers. When you look through the teaching and learning, you will see again that it is looking at the national standards look at how we know and understand our students, how we select the sorts of learning activities we want them to be doing, and also how we are assessing their learning and progress as teachers. That's the most important component of both standards for us at the moment as you start this journey of emerging, configuring us as teachers. The reason why we are looking at our professional standards in relation to assessment 2 is that we are helping you come to grips with the way that you look at your practice and the knowledge that you need to know and understand to bring both of these elements together. So in your homework activity that we asked you to do in the lead up to this week, we had asked you to prepare a review of QCT Standard 1 designing and implementing engaging and flexible learning experiences in terms of practice, asking you to identify 3 key things in terms of the practice that teachers should be able to apply in terms of their knowledge and understanding of the learners in regards to curriculum, teaching and learning. We also asked you to consider the type of knowledge that teachers should know and understand in regards to Standard 1. We then replicated that in Standard 3, where we looked at designing and implementing intellectually challenging learning experiences, and then in terms of Standard 5, which is assessing and reporting constructively on student learning. The idea in getting you to do this activity is that we wanted you to be able to one, engage with the document, the Queensland College of Teachers professional standards document, but also go quite deep into the expectations in terms of what we do in the classroom as teachers and what we're expected to know to inform that practice. Both of these elements of this activity will help you in your responses for assessment 2. If you haven't had a chance to do this, that is, go through and engage with the document and unpack in terms of practice and knowledge, I strongly advise you to do that now before we move to unpacking assessment 2.